Previously, online moms. I saw him today in a meeting with someone that Du thought was a big-time investor or something.
Could be Ho Kang Peng.
And Ho Kang Peng never invests in any companies unless he gets a hefty chunk of the voting rights. Maybe even more than you.
You have no right to interfere with my personal life. This has nothing to do with my work at Charleston.
It does when it's during school hours.
You're getting this all wrong.
It doesn't matter what the facts are. As soon as these images hit the public eye, your career is over. Resign and save your reputation. You have 1 week.
My girl actually has an experienced teacher guiding her. Before that, they would just return her off.
Yeah, I agree. My son had the opportunity to take part in football last week and he was thrilled. For once, it's not just about the DSA stars, and the coach taught him how to dribble. He hasn't stopped practicing at home.
For once, it seems like the school is focused on education, not grades.
Miss Chiang is 100% behind the students. And she's absolutely committed and concerned about their welfare. We were all wrong about her.
How easily all of you are deceived by her. If you knew half of the things I know about her, you'd be thinking twice about her fitness as a principal for Charleston.
Why don't you tell us then, Mrs. Wang? So that we can all make up our own minds.
She disappears during school hours. She takes meetings with certain parents only. In fact, it seems that she has a thing for male parents. She ignores the rest of us. She treats good teachers badly, and the average teachers too well.
Mrs. Wang, do you have any proof of these absences?
She's not focused on making Charleston great. She's only bringing Charleston down to normal. And that's not why we want to send our children here. We've also sent our children here to learn values and be good members of society.
This is important, better than the previous.
We should have just judged her just because
This is the way.
Let's put to a vote, shall we? Who wants Miss Chiang removed as the principal of Charleston?
Mrs. Wang, we can't just remove her without a good reason.
Yes, why should we remove her just because you don't like her? Anyways, it's not up to us. It's an MOE decision.
An MOE will see my point once I send in the evidence. Then all of you shall see how naive you all are about her.
You like that candy or not? Confident. Okay, let's do it. Hi, Miss Chiang.
How are Ingsan and Caleb doing?
Well, Ingsan's attention span is improving, and Caleb seems to be doing better now that he has a partner who challenges him. No?
Their parents have stopped objecting to extra classes after school?
Miss Chiang, you know that I almost quit my job this year. I love teaching, no? But over the last few years, it was like a grind. But now, I feel like I'm actually doing what a teacher should be doing, working with children who need my help.
I'm counting on you and the other teachers to help change Charleston's DNA, to embrace this new mindset.
But you just got here. And I know that MOE doesn't move principals around till at least after a year or two.
I'm not going anywhere, Mr. Quek. But holding fast to this new approach, it's got to be a team effort. And no matter what happens, I need to know that the teachers will make sure no child is left behind.
"75% for maths, and everything else between 60 to 70%. Hey, I don't have a lot of money, but if there's anything you like, I don't mind working for the whole year."
It's okay. But if you really want to thank me, just promise that you'll keep it up, even after I transfer the ensign.
If I keep scoring like this, I might be able to join you in ensign. Wow. Is there any day they'll do nothing at all? It's gonna be school holiday soon. And what are you doing?
I just had an idea of an app to connect students from elite and non-elite schools. Bridge the gap between the classes based on common interests. Say someone from Charleston or Anson has an interest in cars, then he or she will be able to connect with someone like you.
So, for meeting girls lah. So, that's how we impress them at Anson, huh?
I wasn't thinking about Anson when I came up with this.
Hana. Then, you better get this app done fast. You can't be in Hua Sing forever with us losers, right?
Stop it. When do you ever hear me refer to you as a loser?
Okay, sorry.
Look, I won't forget you, even if I don't see you every day.
Okay, don't be so gross.
I see you at the workshop.
For what?
It's never too early to start next year's syllabus.
Huh?
Just kidding. I wanted to ask Kylie about the design. See what she thinks about the interface.
If she asks you to change the color to pink, do not do it. See you later.
How long more are we going to go on like this, Suresh?
Look, I've already helped you by speaking to Jotan. We just don't have anything to say to each other anymore.
What do you want me to do? Quit?
I know how much that job means to you. I'll never ask you to do that.
But you think I should?
I don't have the right to tell you what to do. All I ask is, you ask yourself if you're happy. And if you're happy to support and facilitate that guy's ambition and money-making, whatever he justifies as the reason for being a complete jerk, please carry on.
I know he handled the situation badly. And it's affecting the company. But it's the company that I'm trying to save.
Keep telling yourself that.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not blind.
Look, I just want my friend back. Is that too much to ask?
I want my friend back too. The principled and kind Mingyi. The Mingyi who always made time for the people who matter to her in her life. The Mingyi who put Kai first in her life. That Mingyi will always be my friend.
That Minnie is still here. She's fighting for the company that she put her heart and soul into. She's fighting for all the people who work there. And she's trying to make a good person realize that what he's done is wrong.
You still believe in him?
Yes, I do.
Mrs. Wang,
Dr. Lim.
you've crossed the line. Everyone is entitled to privacy.
So you admit you're having an affair with Miss Chiang?
I think you should be very careful about what you say about me in public.
Dr. Lim, we are all parents. We do whatever we can for our kids. And I'm just doing the same, looking out for my boy. I'm sure you will look out for your boy too.
I strongly suggest you stop this campaign against Miss Chiang before you get humiliated, Mrs. Wang.
Zhong Meng,
Yeah.
Walk with me to the car. I need you to help me get some information.
Joe, we need to talk.
Well, I must say I'm disappointed. I don't make offers like this every day.
Look, KP, I'm really flattered, but
But you still won't accept my offer.
your offer demands that the options reserved for my staff be massively diluted. That's just not something I can do.
Listen, Zhong Meng, you are a pre-IPO company. This is not the time to be looking gift horses in the mouth. You know, this cash will go a long way to help Kuartz achieve its business goals. Joe Tan cannot make you an offer like this.
That's very true. But an investment in Kuartz now is going to give you an amazing ROI when the IPO goes through, especially since you're going to own a huge part of the company. You are going to triple your investments in 6 months.
I know potential when I see it.
And I know a profiteer when I see one. No disrespect, but I think Kuartz really needs an investor who's gonna go the distance with us, not someone who's gonna ride the popularity wave and then cash out.
Well, clearly I've read you wrong. The way you dealt with the founder of Robo AI, I thought you were more investor-friendly.
I'm sure you know it's difficult for an outsider to see what's really happening in a company. Maybe you don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Well, I guess that's that then. But if you change your mind, you have my number.
Actually, KP, if you're willing to change your investment model, this is a proposal of how I think our companies can work together.
Mrs. Wang showed up at my office yesterday. She apparently has photos.
Maybe 3 of us are in it together. That will certainly get her imagination into overdrive.
With a brain like hers, she should be writing 1,000-episode soaps.
Even a whiff of impropriety, it can taint a person forever. I've underestimated her anger.
We're all single here. What we do doesn't...
In this age of social media, misunderstandings can ruin a person's career.
Grace, I don't think anyone can accuse you of being improper, especially if they knew your situation. Mrs. Wang is running riot because no one knows the truth.
She's acting out of a misguided belief that I'm picking on privileged students in Charleston, like her son, Amos.
It does sound like it's getting out of hand.
Yes, you're right. Even Minnie believes those rumors. Sorry, I was caught off guard. But thank you for not telling her about everything. I hope it's not making things difficult for the both of you.
We've both come to terms with the fact that we will always put Kai first before anything else.
Grace, don't let that woman ruin all the good work that you've been doing at Charleston.
I'll think of something.
The interface looks very cold, very impersonal. You need to make it look more fun and inviting.
Should I change the layout?
Maybe.
I just thought everyone would be excited to know people from new schools and different backgrounds.
Not everyone is as open-minded as you, though.
So I should think about how to match people without getting their prejudices in the way.
So this is how you're spending your holiday? Making an ad?
I'll also be spending my time doing some catch-up reading and preparation for joining Anson.
So boring.
I'll also be joining the Wushu team at Anson.
Eh, I didn't know you were into sports. You seem like the starting type only. Kind of soft, actually.
Wushu isn't just about muscles.
Oh, okay. So if we were out and someone tried to harass me, could you fight then?
I wouldn't.
So it's just for a show?
Because I might hurt them.
Then can you teach me something? Eh, girls also need to know some self-defense, okay? Especially when you walk home from school and you meet those something types.
There are guys bothering you?
Sometimes. So quick, show me something I can do if they try something funny on me.
Stab me with a pen.
Okay. Oh, that was pretty cool. Maybe you can teach me that someday.
Yeah, sure. We can practice it.
And all this time I thought you were just another guankia.
Mrs. Wang, I've come to give you an ultimatum. Resign and leave, or I will no longer pull my punches.
Mrs. Wang, you've slapped me with a frivolous lawsuit, tried to rally the parents and the PTA to go against me so that you can oppose my work at this school. And yet, here I remain.
You think you're so clever? Thinking if you sit there and don't fight back, I will eventually give up? Maybe you don't care about what other people think about you. But I'm sure you don't want your stubbornness to cause problem for your good friend.
Mrs. Wang, my conscience is absolutely clear about how I've handled Amos's behavioral issues at school.
You don't seem to get my point, Miss Chiang. I don't like you. I don't care how good you are for this school, how qualified you are for this job. And until you leave, I'm gonna make your life and the life of the people around you miserable. You are not the first person who has tried to challenge me, and you won't be the first person to succeed.
I do not tolerate bullying in this school, and I will not be bullied by you.
I know all about Tay Wei Ming, what he does and where he works. I have friends in high places. You, a mere principal, are committing a career suicide by taking me on. Transfer to another school and nothing will happen to them. Stay and find out what I'm capable of.
You're not headed home yet?
No. Still some work I need to do.
Right. You know, Bobby is really overworked. In between all the presentations he has to do for me and all of your work. I was just thinking, I'm more familiar with the IPO and Series B documents.
I'm going to take those off his hands. He doesn't have the experience to handle them anyway.
Okay, Kai, 5 more minutes. Tokyo, Kyoto, or Kyoto, Tokyo? Hello? Hello, Min. Everything okay?
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
The trip to Disneyland, what do you think?
Oh, during Kai's school holidays, right.
Yeah. I'm sure Zhong Meng will give you some time off to go on a holiday with Kai. I know the IPO is closed, but...
Honestly, I don't know where we're at with the IPO or Series B deck. Zhong Meng's been keeping me out of the loop. He's been asking Bobby for help.
Bobby, but you're the COO.
I know. You know, I can't stop thinking about that meeting with KP Ho. Why didn't he invite me along?
Aren't you being a little too suspicious? It's just one meeting.
But he's done a proposal for KP Ho. You know, we used to talk all the time. Now we can't even look each other in the eye. I really think he could fire me.
I mean, you're jumping ahead of yourself.
He's unpredictable when it comes to the people that he thinks are standing in his way. I mean, look at Zachary, Suresh, and now with KP Ho in the mix, who knows what could happen.
But the investor, Joe Tan, he's not gonna let KPO just muscle in on his investment, right?
Not unless Zhong Meng gets dead.
Hello?
Hi, is Mrs. Wang there?
Sorry, wrong unit.
This is the registered address for Amos Wang. I'm from Charleston.
We've been here for the last 6 months. There's no Amos Wang living here. Sorry. Yes?
Hi, is Mrs. Wang there?
Wrong unit.
Hi, Joe. Sorry I'm late.
What is
I
she
thought
doing
this was
here?
supposed to be for us to
We're
talk.
supposed
What
to be
is he
speaking
doing
privately.
here?
I can see that this meeting is absolutely warranted. Please sit down. I wanted the two of you to hash things out because Kuartz is a good investment. And Kuartz with the two of you there is an investment with a profitable future. But Kuartz with the two of you tearing each other's throats out is a recipe for disaster.
Joe, we're fine.
Seriously? Do we work in the same office? You barely speak to me.
I mean, we have staff now. It's not like the old days when it's just you and me.
I'm the number 2 at Kuartz. Not just anybody. You talk to Cherry more than you talk to me.
I wasn't aware you were counting my sentences.
Okay, let's cut to the chase. KP Ho, care to explain?
I'm an entrepreneur with a hard company. I can't help it if VCs or big investors want to talk to me. That doesn't mean we're doing business.
Come on. You can lie better than that.
You could have shared the information with Ming Yi and not cause her to worry and call for an EGM.
Calling an EGM?
Ever since Robo-AI, you've been acting irrationally. You've been secretive. You're giving Kuartz a poisonous culture and reputation. And if this keeps going on, Kuartz is going to self-destruct from the inside out.
If you're so unhappy, why don't you just leave with Suresh?
I didn't because I believed in you. And I still do. All we're proposing is a motion to censor you so that...
Save it if you'll censor the CEO motion. You want to take me on? Let me teach you how to do that. Put in a motion to remove me as CEO. Just remember, if you break it, you own it. You better be ready to run Kuartz.
Winston, I've been thinking about trying my hand at making an app.
I'm also considering taking coding as my CCA, Anson.
There's a couple of app competitions that are quite prestigious. We could form a team and design an app together. And did you know? Ensign has a big coding club actually. It's a pretty popular CCA. I think one of the ex-Ensign alumni owns a developer firm. He's mentoring some of the students who are really serious about it.
How privileged.
What was that?
Nothing. That's good to know.
So, you have an app concept in mind yet?
No, not really.
Want to see mine? I got mine done up on a software that I downloaded.
Maybe another time. I have to go. I'm meeting Spencer to help him plan his holiday prep for next year.
That's really nice of you. I'm sure he's going to miss having you around next year.
What do you mean? Just because I'm an ensign, I can't hang out with Spencer?
No, that's not what I meant. Well, between school, studying, CCA, and it's not like Ensign's right next door to passing.
I'm gonna be late. I'll text you later.
Why are you doing this? You should understand that everything I do for Kuartz.
So we both want the same thing. But we're not going to get there going your way, Zhong Meng.
I'm not here for a lecture, and I'm not here to lecture you. I'm here to make an offer for your shares in Kuartz.
You think I'm doing this for the money?
Oh, why you're doing this, and I don't care. I just want you out of my company.
No, I'm not selling.
I'm only making this generous offer because despite your actions, I can't deny that you have given a lot of yourself to Kuartz. There's no room for backstabbing employees in my company.
So this is what it's come to.
Don't make me sound like I'm the bad guy here, man.
I won't help you destroy the company I helped to build. You should go.
Name your price.
I'm not Zachary, Zhong Meng. You can't just throw a check at me and make me go away. I'm not selling. So if you want to get rid of me, you'll have to do more than that.
You really want to take on Zhong Meng?
I can't let him go on like this, Chi. It'll destroy Kuartz.
He's your boss, man.
Well, I'm a shareholder, so it sort of makes us partners.
But think of what you can do with the money. It's just a company, not your child.
Yeah, actually, Chi has a point. I mean, he did say name your price. It could be enough so that you don't have to work for the next, I don't know, 3 years?
His familiar modus operandi.
Imagine, you could devote all that time to Kai, preparing him for PSLE. I'm keeping the two of you focused on what matters. I mean, this could end badly for you.
Well, whatever happens with Kuartz, at least I know I have the two of you to count on.
And we'll go back to buying her coffee and breakfast.
Let's hope not.
Yep, of course, I'd be happy to help. But this thing sometimes turns out to be nothing.
It's just a hunch. Look, it's not the best way to deal with the situation, but I'm sure you know dealing with Mrs. Wang, it requires a special touch.
I understand. Besides, I think it's time someone shut her up.
So, I'm assuming you need a retainer?
Yes. Let's see. There. This will be my fee for the work that I'll be doing.
There must be a mistake. The amount is too little.
Tenancy searches are very time-consuming. But you've helped me with Nabila, and this is the least I can do for you.
Thank you.
Is there something that you like to talk about?
What?
You always ask me that when I'm silent and don't say anything after school. Why aren't you at work?
Well, I'm working from home today. I thought it would be a good idea to spend more time with you. Poor Daddy has been doing so much of that because I've been so busy.
So, do you want to talk about something? Has Uncle Zhong Meng upset you?
I guess you could say that. He and I are angry at each other right now because of something at work.
Oh, like you and Daddy when you were fighting about me?
I guess it's a little like that.
Well, you and Daddy are good friends now, so eventually you and Uncle Zhong Meng will be good friends again, right?
Kai, you're my son. Daddy and I had to figure it out. We had to fix us so that we wouldn't affect you.
Sometimes you act like Kuartz is your other child, Mommy.
What do you mean?
You spend more time at Kuartz than with me. You get upset when something happens at Kuartz. You don't sleep because of Kuartz. Daddy says I shouldn't complain because Kuartz is your passion, and it's important to be passionate about what you do in life.
Kai, you're always going to be number one in my life.
It's okay, Mommy. It's not always a good thing to be the only child.
So you don't mind sharing me with Kuartz?
It's okay. I'm almost used to it now.
Kai, look. Okay. I promise once I'm done dealing with this problem at Kuartz, you're back to being number one in my life, okay?
Does that mean I have to make you number one in my life too? How am I going to tell Dad?
He'll deal with it. Come here.
Wow! So fast working on a new dress? This doesn't look like a dress, eh?
Don't you have something to go repair?
Who is this fella? Why is suddenly so interested in Wushu?
It's just... A designer should know all kinds of designs, right?
This is for a guy? Who is it? Hey, do I know him? Maybe Winston will know him. He knows Wushu too, eh? Tell that fella, he must have an interview with me. Maybe Winston can help also. Like that will be easier. Hey, I can't find dumb fella dating my smart sister, right? Shit. See what see? Never see handsome guy before. Do your work. Concentrate.
Mrs. Wang, may I have a moment, please? I can see now that I've overlooked certain things when it comes to Amos's welfare in school.
Your groveling won't work now. You want to save a career? Call MOE now and ask for a transfer. Oh, I have the director's personal number here. Our husbands play golf together. Yeah, I'll even let you call from my phone.
Charleston is a large school, and when I first came in, I had many student issues to attend to. But now that I've had the time to look at Amos's reports, I must say, his results, they don't qualify him to be in the high ability stream.
If you put Amos in a lower class, I'm going to sue the school and you. 2 lawsuits in a year. What do you think the Charleston board will have to say about this?
Not qualified for HA, but in a HA class? What do you think the other parents will have to say about that?
Mrs. Durrani, I suggest you mind your own business. Ms. Chiang and I are having a private discussion here.
I've asked Mrs. Durrani to be present as witness.
I think a PTA president breaking the rules of admission is a matter of public interest.
You and Amos, you don't live within 1 km of Charleston as required by the law in order for Amos to attend Charleston.
How dare you investigate me?
Oh, I'm sure you have an explanation for yourself, Mrs. Wang.
Of course. The plumbing in my unit is being repaired. That's why we had to live elsewhere. Otherwise, how do you expect me to live in an apartment when it's under 1 feet of water?
This is a tenancy agreement for unit number 1592, the Archie's Residences. This tenant has been occupying the unit for the last 6 months. Mrs. Wang, here's a friendly advice for you. Stop this vendetta against Miss Chiang. We're all members of the Charleston community here. Let's focus on what's important for the school and not just what matters to us.
And I will personally monitor Amos's performance and ensure he does better in school.
Miss Chiang has never once picked on Amos or released any information she has about his school performance. And I'm sure you know there are many ways to leak information to parents. Typical of a bully. Once you show them you're not afraid, they'll back down.
Thank you.
No problem. You know, I've come to realize it's okay for parents to be friends with teaching staff. But perhaps if it's a male parent, you need to be extra careful.
I've dragged enough people into my problems this year, and I wouldn't want to cause any more.
You know, he once said that if I ever got in the way of the company, he would get rid of me. I'm just practicing what he preached. You don't approve.
I'm just saying it's very go for broke, which is kind of your style. All or nothing.
Thanks. I think.
I mean, given the history of you and Zhong Meng, if you do this, you could destroy him. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, enough about me. Let's talk about something else, like Miss Chiang, for instance.
I mean, you should know that any rumors you heard about Miss Chiang and I are exactly that. Rumors.
Hey, look, I told you. We're both single. And I don't think either of us has a claim on the other.
You still think about him, don't you?
Marcus, like, even without Ping in the picture, we were young and, you know, our lives were different then.
Yeah, I know. Just making sure we're on the same page. Speaking of which, we should really get to planning our holiday, huh?
Yeah. I want to check out the tickets. You know, he's so excited about it. He was talking about it non-stop last night.
The school board has decided to give you a special merit, Winston, to recognize your outstanding efforts in helping your fellow schoolmates.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry to know that we'll be losing you to Anson.
Principal Pang, I'm working on an app designed to connect students from elite and non-elite schools so that they can learn from each other and interact more.
That's a very interesting idea, Winston.
But it'll be some time before I can get the app ready. I don't have any coding experience. But I would like to start finding ways to connect students from both groups.
What have you got in mind?
We can start with a pilot scheme between Anson and Hua Sing. For example, Anson's football team is nowhere near Hua Sing's team. So we could start with some football training sessions, then extend it to tutoring sessions, and many other activities.
I'll be happy to speak with Anson High's principal on this.
Principal Pang, I would like to propose that Spencer Sung be in charge of organizing the program on the Hua Sing side.
And you will be liaising on behalf of Anson.
Actually, I plan to spend my time promoting this idea to other schools. I want to grow this idea quickly so that when the app is launched, there will be students keen to use it.
I know you don't like surprises. Besides, I figured it's the least I could do.
How did we come to this?
I ask myself that every day.
I hate what we're doing to each other. Sometimes I wish we could go back to the way we were. Just the two of us, taking on challenges, side by side.
I want to believe you, Zhong Meng. I really, really do. But I just don't know who you are anymore.
I could be good, but I like my
You will destroy Kuartz.
I'm going to save you.
It's a good idea and timely. I see your time now at Huasing give you some positive benefits. This will look very good in your CV and definitely make you stand out at Ensign.
Really? Mom, Huasing has pushed me in ways that Charleston never did. And I'm not sure if Ensign can in the same way. Huasing makes me think about things that I wouldn't even think about at Ensign. The class divide, the real meaning of meritocracy, what it really means to be talented. Huasing shows me a side that I want to know more about. Mom, I want to stay on at Huasing.
So I assume we won't have to worry about Mrs. Wang moving forward?
It's hard to say, but I heard from the school lawyers that she's withdrawn the lawsuit.
So it's all turned out for the better?
It's been a real journey, filled with unexpected surprises.
You know, Grace, one day you have to stop running away from your past and learn to embrace it. Let people see you for who you truly are and trust that they'll see the right things. She's been much better this week. And she's been asking about you.
I haven't been as present as I should.
One step at a time. I'll be in my office.